Hey y'all, it's supper time. Tonight is night 5 of our challenge on how many ever suppers we can get for under 50 bucks, I reckon. So we are on night 5. We are doing chicken and dumplings. Now, last night we opened our bag of chicken leg quarters. That's what we're going to be using. You can use whatever chicken you want. You can even use canned chicken if that's what you want. But the chicken leg quarters, the bag was $8.72, and we can get about 3 meals out of this. I'm using 3 chicken leg quarters for this meal, and that will leave, because we got 13, 10, 6. I think we got 6 more. So really, we could probably do 2 more meals, but we're not. We're not going to do that. So we're going to do 1 more. But anyways, we're going to do chicken and dumplings. Now, I'm going to be using an onion, and again, at the end of this, I'll be breaking it down with the prices and stuff. But I've got the chicken leg quarters on to boil. This is just plain water I'm going to boil. I did put some chicken bouillon powder in, and that's the only seasoning I'm going to put in for the chicken for it to boil. This is going to take about 25 minutes or something, and then we'll continue on with the dumplings part. Now, a lot of people will use carrots, onions, and celery and stuff. That's great. You can even buy a bag of that. It's called seasoning mix at Walmart. I can't remember how much it is, but I'm sure it's under $2. That's what I probably should have done, but I didn't think about it, and I did get an onion though, so we're going to do that. And I'm going to use a bag of sweet peas in it instead. I'm also from the pantry going to be using some flour, butter, milk, although you can do this with just plain broth if you wanted to, which is what this will be. But I do want it a little bit creamier, so I'll be using some milk from the pantry and some minced garlic, and then regular seasonings and flour. So you can also do this with some cream of chicken, which is probably about around $1.50, maybe a little bit less, I'm guessing, at Walmart. I generally don't use that, but you know, whatever floats your boat. Or you can use canned biscuits too, but we're not doing that either, because we are using what's in our pantry. We're doing, you know, all this to spend minimally. So, but anyways, while the chicken is on the boil, I'm going to go ahead and dice my onion. I'm just using 1 small onion, and I'm going to dice it pretty finely. So when the chicken gets done, then we'll be back. All right, y'all, we're back. My daughter is taking the chicken off the bone right now. She's drained the broth. We are keeping the broth because we're going to be using it in a minute. But anyway, she's taking the meat off the bone right now. So we've got the pot back over here. We're going to put some oil in it and get the onions on to start cooking. Oh, I better turn this down. Hang on. Turn this down right there. Alright, what do we want to use here? Let's use this. Alright, once the onions get cooked down just a little bit, we're going to add some minced garlic to it. Alright, now we're going to put some minced garlic in. Put as much, I was way out of the frame right now, as much or as little as you want. I guess that's what we're doing. Alright, and let this go just a few minutes. Or minutes. Alright, it's cooked down for a minute. I'm going to add a couple big tablespoons of butter. Probably like that. Maybe just a little bit more. Yeah. That looks good to me. I'm making like a little roux. So we're going to let this melt down. Then we're going to put some flour in. Same parts flour, same parts butter. Alright, now we're going to put some flour. And make sure this gets cooked, because you don't want your chicken and dumplings to have like a floured taste. Now we're going to add some milk after this cooks. And like I said, this will only take like a minute, so we're going to add some milk. Again, you can just do water if you want to, some broth, but I am going to do a little bit of milk. And then I'm going to add the chicken broth, what we cooked the chicken in. I'm going to add that in, and then if I need any more water, I'll add that in as well. And then I'll add in the seasonings, and let's go ahead while I'm thinking about it, and I'm going to go ahead and put the peas in it too. Right here's all the broth. So we had quite a bit of broth. Let's go ahead and put that in. Alright, that brought it up to about half a pot. So, we're just going to let this cook. We're going to let this come to a boil. Then we're going to turn it down and simmer a little bit. We're going to add the seasonings to it. And then the last 10 minutes or so, this will take probably about 20 minutes. So, yeah, probably about 15-20 minutes. The last little bit, we'll add the chicken back in so it'll stay warm. It's already cooked, but so it'll stay warm and let all the flavors combine inside the chicken itself. So we'll come back when it's all done. All right, forgot about the dumpling part of the chicken and dumplings. So let's get that started. I got a bowl. Get the chicken out of the way. Do you care to move that? And not sure how much of all this that we're going to use, but I'm just going to throw some flour in. I don't know, about like that, and some milk. Now you can use buttermilk if you want to, but I just consider that a staple, and I usually have buttermilk, but some people may not, but most people usually has milk. So anyways, long story short, here we are. So this is all I'm using for the dumplings. We're going to do it, maybe put a little bit of oil actually in it. Let's put a little bit. I generally, when I make biscuits, I use shortening, but again, that is a staple in my kitchen, but I don't know, about everybody else's. So we may end up with more, or happen to do more. I don't know, but we are just going to, let me show you. You can also roll it out, flatten it out, cut it like the fancy, what's that restaurant called? Cracker Barrel. But here's my dumplings. So I'm going to throw them in. While this is all being brought up to a boil, then, let me see if I can, I don't know. Anyways. And we'll do, as many as we can. And this is just the dumplings part. And again, we're going to bring it to a boil. And then when it gets to a boil, we're going to turn it down and simmer. This will take probably about 15-20 minutes for the dumplings to get done. So we'll be back. Alright, y'all. Here we go. Here's the bowl. I put a little too much liquid in it. But, let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I don't know if you can see or not, but anyways, there's chicken, dumplings, peas, and did you see my daughter? Anyways, there it is. So let me bring you back up here. All right. Anyways, there it is. So we did add a little slurry to it, and all that does is make it a little bit thicker. You can use flour if you want to. We used cornstarch, mix a few tablespoons of cornstarch with some water, make it into like a paste type thing, put it in there while it's hot, and mix it around, and it'll make it thicker. This could probably have used to make it a little bit more thicker, but whatever. So anyways, there it is. That's a bowl that I made for my hubby. So if I can pray for y'all, please let me know, and I'll be happy to pray for you. And other than that, y'all have a good week coming up, and a good night. God bless you.